Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. I'm noticing some new question mark particle things happening on the gas giant. So that's kind of cool overall, in my personal opinion. But also, we are picking up where we left off, which I am actually struggling to remember where we last left off. Also struggling to find where the heck the hive is. There's the hive. What are they doing? Are they doing anything new? No, they're not doing anything new. They're doing the same thing that they were doing. Perfectly fine. Of course, we do have an attack coming on the other planet very soon. But that is perfectly a-okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. And I'm standing currently in the middle of a partially completed bot mall. And this bot mall has just about everything in it up until some of the new stuff, because the next tier of the advanced mall is some of the really advanced things. So advanced logistics robots, miscellaneous items, and advanced production. So like the EM rail ejectors, bot production, that kind of stuff. The things that we don't have a whole lot of on hand. In addition to that, I do have a whole bunch of BABs. I think I placed these down last time, but I can't remember. And I also have missile turrets here, just kind of ready and waiting, and set to space as a high priority, low air and ground as a balanced priority, because we will end up having attacks from space. Right now, we're not generating any space threat, but that'll probably happen sooner rather than later, because of the fact that we will be launching sails soon, solar sails, which are going to be a huge problem. But the main focus that I want to do today is explain the bot mall and go through the extra components of the bot mall and do things that we did not end up getting done last time. Last time, for those of you that have not tuned in, we went on ahead and set up something for iron, copper, stone, glass, steel, graphite, and magnets, all from iron, stone, that kind of stuff, using the entirety of the planet, which we have conquered. I saw a comment mentioning something about this being able to be used with thermal generators, so that's something that I need to keep in mind for next time, as I have not done that this time around. And you can see, kind of as I explained last time, that each of these logistics towers has a certain degree of items that are coming in. Iron is listed twice because it's very heavily utilized. Magnets, copper, steel, glass, silica, which I just kind of put in by hand because I don't have any being automatically made on this planet. But then if we come over here, we see inputs for things like gears, copper magnets, circuit boards, the particle tube things, these plasma exciters, motors of all three spice varieties, graphene, these particle containment things or particle combiners, microcrystalline components, processors, particle containers, and then over here some really advanced stuff, and then also titanium. So what these are all doing, these are taking the items being brought in by the large distribution hub, putting them into the smaller distribution hubs for the fidget spinners and the little container hats, which we'll be able to up the charging on once we have more power generation. Right now we are 156 megawatts, and if each of these is taking 2, let's just say we have a lot to deal with. And these are set to supply of specific items, as well as collecting them from Icarus and putting them into these things. And then some of these are also listed as demand. Like this one is a demand of iron gears, and this is a demand of iron. They go together to make belts, and then belts get put in this and given to Icarus. And that just kind of follows cascading down the entirety of the thing. This one has a belt requester somewhere right here, and then a belt deliverer. This has a belt requester somewhere. This one, and then a belt deliverer, and so on and so on and so forth. And nothing is actually working yet because we don't have any gears, and we don't have any green chips or anything else. The only thing that is working are the storage containers themselves, which, you know, they work, so that's good. So the main aspect of today is going to be filling out this, having one for gears, one for green chips, and one for copper magnets. And I've already reserved an area for all of that right here, because we're on a bit of a, decent latitude divide. There's a latitude divide right here, so we've got space above, space below the latitude divide, and a decent chunk of land to be working with, and even more chunks of land down here that we can work with later on. But majorly, we're going to just kind of be restricting ourselves to here. Now, if we go into our blueprints, go into the Mark I planetary blueprints, this is kind of where we got inspiration for a lot of things from previously. This does apparently 18 gears per second, and that is a stupid number, in my personal opinion. 18 seems dumb. But these do have a, 0.75 times production speed versus the tier 2s have a one-time production speed, so something that we can kind of plan for in it, I guess, is a good way to put that. So if we take this and have it as a one-time, and I know that the replicator is a one-time, this is 1 to 1 per second, which ends up being, I don't know, I guess 24 wouldn't be awful, because 24 would get me 2 belts of 12. And what exactly does this look like? Something that could very easily be condensed is what it looks like to me. So we're going to go on ahead and we're just going to completely and entirely redesign it from scratch. And I'll show this process for this one, and then I will not show it for the next ones because they're all just kind of going to follow suit, and I can explain them afterwards. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to have iron come out of the bottom, like such. Oh, stop. He's going to keep giving me tips and tricks just because he thinks I'm stupid. And that's just life, honestly. So I think what I might do, because I feel like 12 is going to be a bit long to just have in terms of length instead of having in terms of width. I feel like it's a waste of space. So I actually do kind of like this design then. Thinking about it a little bit more in depth. I don't think I'll be able... Oh, no. Okay, yeah, no, that just works. And then I can get rid of this. And this should all just end up working. Except for the fact, of course, that these are incorrect, which is just fantastic. I love it when that kind of stuff happens. And then an additional thing is that these belts do not have to be so fast. These belts can simply be 6 per second, because if we have 12 of these, that's 12 per second. These have a belt speed of 6 per second. I don't know where it says that. Right there, 6 per second. And it is, in fact, demanding drones. Great. Minimum load of drones, 100%. And then what I can do is I can go in here, the tier 1 dark fog planetary automation, copy that. Then I can copy you, paste that, hit the word gears, and then just do gears. Put the recipe icon. Wow, there's so many things. I always forget about this. And right now, it would be... Well, it would not be 24 gears per second, but it will be eventually. So I'll just put it for now. 24 times 0.75 is math I can do pretty quickly on my calculator. 24 times 0.75 is 18. 18 gears per second. can be upgraded to 24 per second with the T2 assemblers. Save that blueprint. And perfect. Now, all we need to do is actually link it into the power grid, which I can do just by dragging across some lovely wind turbines. Shut up. I really need to turn those off. I really don't want to turn them off, but I really need to turn them off. Also, of course, I just completely and entirely messed that up, but I don't think it's important enough to care about. Gears 18 per second. Save. Perfect. Now I'm going to move on. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the green chips, which is super easy. It's just copper and iron. Then I'm going to do the same with the copper magnets, which is super simple. It's just magnets and copper. And then I'm going to move into motors, and I'm actually going to do motors with just 2 inputs of iron and copper magnets instead of iron, magnets, and copper, because that's the exact same amount as just iron gears and copper magnets, and the gears are better served elsewhere, in my personal opinion. So we're going to do this as a direct blueprint, this is a direct blueprint, and this one as a direct blueprint with dependency on this one. And then depending on how much time we have left in the episode and how much time I have left to make this upload, which is not a lot, then we'll also do the tier 2, which I will probably also do with just inputs of iron and copper magnets, because then I can just have iron and copper magnets coming here, automatically creating green turbines. And we'll see if we have the time for that. And if we don't have the time for that, then so be it. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you soon. Alright, with that, we've got gears, we've got green chips, which are being very slowly supplied with iron ingots. Let me go on ahead and give that a little bit of a boost. And yeah, it's working perfectly fine. We survived the attack, nothing out of the ordinary there. Green chips are doing well. I've been adding some more of these logistic drones into everything just because we a whole bunch of them, and I love watching them go. Look at them all. They're all amazing. Oh, they're all great. And then over here, of course, we have the copper magnets, which is literally a copy-paste of the green. I don't actually think that we have done thing for it yet, though. Copper magnet and copper magnet. It's the exact same rates, so it's 36 per second. Can be upgraded to 48 per second with T2 assembler. And then go on ahead and do that. Save the blueprint. Yeah, we had not done that yet. It is perfectly fine. But of course that is also working. It just takes forever for the copper, or for the legitimate magnets to come. Also, copper magnet is not what it's actually called. It's called magnetic coil, but there's copper and magnets, so they're copper magnets. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say in that regard. But moving on into the next order of business, which is motors, and we can have iron being requested and copper magnets being requested, and then, excuse me, my goodness, let's figure out a good ratio that we want for gears. And in order to do that, I think we can go on ahead and just take a look at this. We have motors Mark 1 and motors Mark 2. This is only 12, which I find a little bit odd. However, if we take a look at the ratios here, yeah, that would only be 6 per second. So I think a really good thing for us to aim for here would be 12 per second, 24 assemblers. And in order to have 12 per second of these, we need what, 12 of these per second would be 24 machines. 24 of these times 2 ingots every 2 seconds is 24 iron ingots per second, and then 6 iron gears and 6 copper magnets per second, which I think is totally doable, in all honesty. And I think it should probably be, I know I say should and assuming a lot, man. Rather obnoxious. If we do 6 of these and have 6 motor assemblers on either side of a belt of 12 iron per second, right? So if we have a belt of 12 iron per second coming down, and then a belt of 6 gears, and a belt of 6 copper magnets coming from this, then the only thing that we're missing is on this side the 6 gears per second required, because it's a 1-to-1. So if we have 6 of these right here, or even better, 3 and 3 making gears. You follow? So we have these guys making gears. They will not be taking iron off of this belt. They will have a different belt for iron. One that will probably go something like this in order to make that happen. And then have our 6 and 6 for the gears right here. And then these guys can output onto a belt that goes around. And because of the fact that it's half, this gets us 6 per second, which will go to here, 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 and in. This can then get upgraded, like so, and then flip it into the reverse on the other side. Perfect. And then literally have the exact same thing on the other side, set the filter for it later. These 3, 1 6 per second belt, 1 12 per second belt, and 1 6 per second belt on either side. More of those guys. And then more of these guys. And then these guys will have an output belt. It goes around like this. These guys continue. And then everything just goes in nice and beautifully, just like that. So with that all said and done, I'm going to boop it because I'm almost out of time to upload this and out of time for the episode in general. So I'm going to boop this into existence. I do believe that the green motors would benefit from having a design similar to this. The issue is that each green motor, also they added this so that they can show time is passing while you're in the research, which is nice. Each green motor per second takes a motor per second. So I would be able to have this and then have another half of it like this way or something. Have like 3 and 3. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I can totally do that. Not this episode. I think that's what we're going to open with next time, in addition to a couple of other things that I want to do, like upgrades to power, probably some photon combiners I think would be nice to have, microcrystalline components maybe, but we don't really have silica being made on this planet. So we might dive into some chemistry things, like cracking and all the things. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do next time, is we'll dive back in with green motors and then oil cracking next time. And right now I'm just going to boop this, so there it is. It's done, ready to be turned on, and already has a few little components nested in it because I felt like going on ahead and putting some things on it. I mean, why not, right? You know? I don't really see why not. So, plugging in the power now, we can see that this is, in fact, working as planned and as designed. I had to change this around just a little bit because of the 3 to 3 thing. So these are offset by 1 grid tile in comparison to all of the rest of them. But that is a-okay. And then I can hit demand, I can do this. I can hit motor as the supply. That there. And get myself some drones. My drones, there they are. Get some drones, go on ahead and get 25 of the guys. And perfect. Wow, each drone is only 25? When's the next upgrade? I didn't even realize. What the heck? Logistic carrier capacity. +1. Doesn't even say how much. It just says +1. I don't know what +1 means. That sucks, man. That is craziness. That is way too few of parts, in my personal opinion. I am also going to go on ahead and pull a little bit of a cheaty maneuver. Oh! Oh no. That's a problem. I need to set up more iron mining. Where the heck even is my main iron? That's for the mall. This is for the magnets. Is this the only iron mine that I have at capacity right now? I think this is the only iron mine that I have hooked up to the legit network. It's been a couple of weeks, if not a month, since I played last, by the way. Just to put it in perspective for you guys about why I'm forgetting things and misplacing things and all this stuff. It's been literally like a month since I played last. Yeah, no, that is the only iron mine that I have hooked into the logistic. Well, okay. I think as a result of the fact that this is hooked in so well, like it's got a belt of 12 coming from this mine, 2 belts of 12, or sorry, another belt of 12 coming from this mine. We're gonna go on ahead and put this as a supplier of iron ore instead of a demander of iron ore. I think that's gonna help out a lot here. At least I certainly hope, because we are out of iron plates. However, as you can see, this is in fact working. Iron comes out of the 6/2 belts to fill up the gears. The gears go on with the iron and the copper magnets to make the motors. The motors wrap around just like this, and I'll be able to take this design in the next episode and apply it into the same logic for the green motors, and basically just take the motors themselves and the copper magnets, which I will probably have to upgrade the belt for. Actually, I know for a fact I'll have to upgrade the belt for, and ensure that we are saturating green motors as well. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, if you do again, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Look at the drones go, man. That's awesome. Look at the fidget spinners. Yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.